What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Euphoria tapping in. I missed y'all. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling great? Y'all feeling God? And if you don't believe in God, you're feeling Allah, you're feeling Buddha, you're feeling Hindu. What you feeling? I hope you're feeling good today. All right. So what's up? It's your girl Euphoria tapping in. Happy to be here with you guys in the dark. Okay, no, we're just in the dark because it's 5:32. Mm. Uh-oh, my phone done slipped, my card done slipped backwards in time again. Child. Mm, mm, mm. Anywho, I'm excited to be here because I had a lot of eye-opening moments happen on day 280, I believe, 4 of evolving into a starseed. Yesterday we spoke about how race really doesn't matter because it's just like, you showing how locked in you are with your spiritual journey. Because on your spiritual journey, you get to a point where race doesn't even matter because you'll start to realize, like, oh, it's just vibrational. Oh, these people just look like this because of where they've shifted to. But we're now in the so now okay, you're a star seed. What's next? And in this portion, today, I want to speak on the part where like you start not necessarily unlocking your superpowers, but you start unlocking your knowingness, like your knowledge, right? What are you talking about? So there's a part on the journey when you start to unlock your knowledge and people will start to essentially dislike you for it or hate you for it or feel like they can't stand you because of it, because it's like, how dare this person know the game that I'm playing with them and actually being strong enough to beat me at it? How dare this person be able to master something that took me my entire life? And like, some people that are mastering this now are like in their 20s, early 30s, like myself. So I started in my late 20s. So people are like, how dare these people have this knowledge of self? How dare these people have the ability to avoid things that I couldn't avoid when I was their age because I didn't know better, right? How dare these people be able to beat me at my own game? How dare these people be able to essentially be, period, right? Like just be. How dare these people be able to be? And people will get to that point when they realize that they can't destroy you. Another part about this journey is people think it's all sweet, sour candy and sugar till you realize like people really be out here trying to actually hurt you, harm you, and destroy you. While you're on your spiritual journey, it's not just about you becoming the most beautiful spiritual being. It's about you realizing you have to also protect your light. Yea, I walk through the valley of shadows and death, but I fear no man, kind of spill. And when you get to that knowingness or that portion of the journey where you realize like, oh God, I'm here stepping into my knowingness and I got to protect my light. It does make some people get into spaces of like schizophrenia. It makes some people feel like isolated, like they have no friends. Some people even will go as far as changing their whole identity just to assimilate to another group of people just so they could have someone to call home or friends, right? Just so they could have something to cling to. So a lot of the times, and there's no judgment passed, of course, because through your spiritual journey, you might become somebody completely different. Like you might have been raised to be, like for me, I was raised to be a Catholic schoolgirl. Be afraid of Jesus Christ coming on the rapture day, and I gotta say 20 Hail Marys and one Our Father and confess my sins every Saturday just to be able to receive communion on Sunday. I lived in that bubble. I lived in that life, and there's nothing wrong with it because when you start, like they say, if you're scared, go to church. Having some kind of structure and a way to communicate with spirit is always great. having a known gateway to get to spirit is always great, because I know a lot of times if you don't have it, if you, like I said, if you don't have that structure and you're on your spiritual journey and it's just you out here on your own, getting your own understanding, it gets to be sometimes a bit scary, because you start to realize the boundaries of life don't even exist, and you'll start to like question, like, am I even living? Am I alive? Am I well? Am I not well? You'll just start to question a lot of aspects of life that, if again you don't have someone guiding you to some degree, you will feel like you are in some form of, again, schizophrenia. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that, because I know for me, I didn't begin to feel like I was a schizophrenic, because I'm like, I'm literally seeing this stuff. Like, I'm literally looking at it right now. Like, there's no one that's going to tell me that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm not feeling what I'm feeling. Like, I'm literally right here. Like, I have proof. I have recorded proof. I have visual proof. I have proof that I'm experiencing these things. I'm not a schizo. Like, no. Y'all get somebody else to believe that stuff about themselves, but not me. Right? So, as Asada Shakur said, the strong and the movers and shakers and the strong will go crazy, and you don't really go crazy, but it's like what people believe as crazy is what you will experience when you become spiritually aware of yourself. I need to put some more stuff on my stuff. Hold on. These are magnetic lashes, by the way. I sell these guys. But there will be a point on your journey where you will become crazy, because you're not what the society standard believes you should be, one, and two, you're stepping into your own understanding of energy. Reasons why I know that that's not a bad thing. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand this world, break it down into frequencies, vibrations, and patterns, and geometry, math, basically. So if one of the smartest people who, to this day, he figured out how to make free energy, and we're still using his inventions, hello, the electric car, and he's not even here. If he said something so profound back then, and we're still using his technology, don't you think that something that he said was pretty valid? Like, you have to really start thinking about it, like, hold on, well, we are using his technology, he's not here. What are Americans famous and known for? Killing off people and stealing their ideas. So when we see that Nikola Tesla is not here, but he said something so profound, and we understand that, oh, I'm a high vibrational person, or I'm a low vibing person, or that's low vibrational music, or that's low vibrational energy, or that's high vibrational energy, or that's like, this, that, and third. You get what I'm saying? If you understand those terminologies of high vibrational, low vibrational, and the fact that when you turn on the radio, you could turn on 92.3, but you could also turn on 95.5, but you could also turn on 102.3. When you understand that aspect of life, you'll understand why on a spiritual journey, again, people will try to call you schizophrenic, call you crazy, because you can see what people don't want to see, because they choose to not see it, right? A lot of people are too scared, because if you're scared, go to church. Like they said, if you're scared, go to church. If you seeing a shadow in your corner makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm scared, then you're not ready. If you go and you in somebody's house and you start seeing something green move around the wall, or some yellow dots that you only ever see when you're around this person, you're not ready for the spiritual journey. If you only see like a red band around the edge of somebody's bedroom, and you only ever see it in their bedroom, you're not ready for the spiritual journey. And I'm not mad at you for that, because again, it's not for everyone. It's not, because some people, again, they'll be so freaked out about it that they'll stop your journey. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have a friend who's like, I guess he got so spiritual that he wanted me to stop my journey for him. And he's like, look, I don't want to hear you talk about that spiritual shit in my presence. Don't talk about that shit around me. I don't want to hear that shit. Because he was so scared of the spiritual journey. So he wanted to live in normalcy, because he was like, well, let me talk to somebody from before my spiritual journey. You know, like, let me go be friends. Let me go lock in with somebody from before, you know, who seemed to be normal. That was easy to talk to before I started having this wake up call. Not realizing that I too had had the wake up call. So when I was like comfortable about talking about my wake up call, this person's still uncomfortable with their spirituality. Was like, oh no, stop talking to me about that stuff. Like I basically befriended you to kind of avoid that part of the journey. And there's nothing wrong with people becoming your friend to avoid becoming spiritual or being spiritually aware. However, be mindful that you can't run away from your own knowledge. Like, you can't run away from what you know. Like, if you know what you know, you can't run away from it. And that's why they try to deem you as a schizophrenic or stuff like that. Because they want you to believe that what you believe is not true so that you can stop looking into it deeper, right? Because then that gives them a comfort point of them not having to look at it. But you can't run away from your own knowledge, because once you learn something, just like once you learn how to drive a car, you can't get in another car and be like, I don't know how to drive. Like, for the most part, you're going to know how to drive, unless the car is like a complete stick shift and you've never drove stick shift before, or the car is like some foreign, never driven before version of a car, you know, so whatever, whatever. For the most part, you're going to remember how to drive. You're going to remember how to rollerblade. You're going to remember how to roller skate. Like, once you do something one time, sex, whatever, once you do it one time, you can't forget it, you know? So, for me, I just find it hilarious that a lot of the times on this journey, once people start to get to those higher levels, they start to try to like dissociate and act like they don't know what they know. I'm like, I saw you saw that around the corner. Like, I saw you react to what I just did, so you know what I know. Then again, sometimes I do have people who come around me and they're like, I didn't look at it like that. Like, I spoke to someone from the military yesterday and I said, you know, your house is your home, which is your body. So if your ex-wife still is living in your house, like he's like, she always calls me when you're around. I said, probably because she realized, like, every time I get comfortable around you, she's like, oh shoot, yes, I need to collect that. Because essentially y'all have kids together, so she's always going to be in your energy, like, no matter what, she's always going to be there. She's a forever part of your energetic imprint, because y'all have children that y'all have energetically imprinted into this universe. So no matter how many years you stop talking to this woman, she's going to be a part of your genetic, energetic DNA code. So women usually sit at the 9 on their men, or they sit at the high 11. I'm lying. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they're usually at the 14, the 15, the 12, the 11, or the 9 on their man when it comes to the Kabbalah system. And, you know, as they should be. I mean, they're looking over the children, they're looking over your head. They kind of need a higher seat. I even noticed the person I used to talk to, his ex girlfriend, wife, or baby mom, whatever. She was in that same position. Anytime I would come around, I feel that heaviness on my shoulders. Like, who's that in your energy that you're trying to let take my space? Basically, somebody sleeping in my bed, messing with my head. So when you come to a certain part of the spiritual journey, your knowledge becomes unavoidable. Because once you learned about the Kabbalah system, then you know what's going on. Once you've learned about spiraling energy going up the spine, Kundalini divine rising, you understand why your root chakra feels off. Once you understand being outside of your body versus being inside of your body, you understand why sometimes your voice gets shaky around this person, or when your voice gets shaky doing that. Um, Pretty much, once you get to a certain level of knowledge, period, you understand what's going on, and there's no way to avoid what you know is going on. Like, you can sit here and try to play like, oh yeah, that's not happening right now. Yeah, it's a completely different environment. You know, new town, new city. It's the same stuff is going on in everybody's city. It's energy vampires. It's people who are still not knowing and they're still pouring out energy. It's children that people are allowing people to just like be around, knowing daggone what they supposed to be protecting children's energy and they not. Epstein files. We still want them. We still want the Epstein files. But yeah. So the same thing's going on in everybody's city. So trying to avoid or run away from these problems are not the answer. Um, Even with me dating this person, like, who didn't want to be on their spiritual path, they wanted to go back to being regular. Like, you're not like the regular girls. You need to. I'm like, I don't think you realized you've met a level of knowledge and intelligence where now you have to be held accountable for what you know. Because when you are not being held accountable for what you know, you're feeling you could be pretty much God out here. And it's like, nah, the universe is going to humble you. The universe has humbled me plenty of times before. As much as I know I'm a big energy, I know I got to sometimes sit my ass down because there's other entities and energies and organizations and groups that do need me to sit down in order to operate, that do help other people. So I got to understand that. Just like if I was a person trying to, I don't know, fix all the yellow cars, I would need someone to be honest with me and, sit back and bring me all the yellow cars. I got to find people who are willing to get all the yellow cars. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be out here like, I'm fixing every single yellow car. And if you got a yellow car, you don't come to me, you stupid ass motherfucker. Because I'm the only person that fixes yellow cars. It's like, so at this point where you have to humble yourself in the spiritual journey, even though you know so much. And, I think that's the portion where you finally realize, like, the portion where you finally realize, like, it's not about the end destination. It's about the journey and what you're doing and who you're spending it with. So again, when you're being held accountable now for what you know, and dating a person, I think like after you meet a person that you're accountable with, everyone after that does make you accountable too. It's like you've hit a road point, like you've hit a checkpoint essentially in your spiritual ascension journey where now all the people that you attract are on a certain caliber of intelligence, right? Every single person you meet is going to be on a certain caliber of intelligence. You're not going to meet someone who's beneath that caliber anymore. As much as you want to, so you can go back to being regular, as much as you want to, so you can go back and be, immature and ditzy and goofy and, irresponsible, as much as you want that. The whole point of the journey is for you to grow up and mature and become more aware of yourself and how you affect others around you. That's the whole point of the spiritual journey. Because even though it's about you learning yourself, you're still also learning how you affect others because, of course, you didn't understand that this is a spectrum of mirrors. So then you want to affect everyone outside of you in a positive way. You don't want to affect anyone negatively. So anyone who's still going out of their way to act negatively towards a certain individual or a certain group of people, like I said in the last video, they're only doing it because their hate is becoming irrelevant. The reason we have people getting blown up in other countries is because the hate that's being spewed out from the people that are blowing them up is becoming irrelevant because of the spiritual awakening of the whole entire collective, of the whole entire world for that matter. Everyone's waking up to the fact that war is wrong. Everyone's waking up to the fact that world hunger is wrong. Everyone's waking up to the fact that they can grow their own food. They can be independent. So with that kind of self-sufficiency, really growing throughout the whole entire world, it's making the people who spew out hate and who really power off of hate check themselves at the door, but then also try to find something to make themselves more relevant. Because nobody wants to hear that shit on the internet. No one wants to hear that shit on the news anymore. People are starting to look for solution-based thinkers so that they can get to the bulk of their problems. Like, people aren't looking for certain stuff anymore. It just is what it is. So with that being said, I'm sorry, I heard a car alarm or something going off. So with that being said, just be mindful that, you know, once you get to this level and you start to actually understand the intelligence that you have and you start to incorporate it in your life, there's no going back. There's no dating down. There's no dating someone from your past to avoid the future. Like, even the people from your past will start to know what you know, and you're going to be held accountable even in their arena. Because if you know it, then everyone connected to you also knows it. That's why it's collective consciousness. And don't let people come to you just to avoid an ego death. Like, you have to also stand on your business to the point where you're telling people to be accountable. Like, you're holding the flame to people like, sir, this shit is hot. Yes, it is hot. You're not running away from that. I'm not going to allow you to run away from that. That's the temperature that you need to feel right now. So there's some peace that's supposed to be coming, right? Some harmony and peace that's supposed to be coming. What the heck? Why does this light keep coming on? What the fudge? But only after an Eight of Swords battle. Let me shuffle these up a little bit better, because those came out together yesterday. Okay. We got the Queen of Cups. So that's the Queen of Cups is a water sign. That's a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer female, or a male in feminine energy. So be mindful of that. We got the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck as well, which is a air sign, which is Aquarius. Air sign. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. I just hear somebody close their car door. Anywho, this is the Eight of Pentacles, so a lot of hard work is going to go into this. So this Queen of Cups wants to get peace, but apparently there's going to be a lot of battling before she finally finds this peace. And it's going to take a lot of hard work, but let's see what the next card says. She's going to get through this portal finally. This portal of ascension, growth, and expansion. Even with the hyenas there trying to, attack her, at that point, God is going to just allow, you know. Three of Cups. That's a spiritual evolution. So when going through this portal, it's going to be a spiritual evolution. You're going to grow up spiritually. And that age that you finally get, no one can take away from you. Again, the ancestors have your back. Knight of Swords. Oh no. Page of Swords. Ooh. That was a lot that just came out together, so I'm just going to go ahead and reshuffle that back into the deck because that was a big chunk that fell out. Whoever this Queen of Cups is will have a positive outcome right now, how she wants to see the world. Like the world acquisition will have it all come out in her favor. So that's a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Somebody's got to trap death though. Hey, bruh. What the fuck voice is this I keep hearing in my fucking ear, bro? It sounds like a deep ass voice. And there's nobody driving past my car right now. Sorry. Yeah, spiritual journey, like I said, when you start opening up certain goals and gates, it's like, oh shit. Can't go back now, motherfucker. You heard it. And you said it out loud, so now you gotta be held accountable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mm-hmm. And no, just because you don't say it out loud doesn't mean that it won't be something you be held accountable for. Even if you say it in your brain, subconsciously you are aware and will be held accountable subconsciously. So we got this Three of Hearts heartbreak from a Queen of Wands, a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries woman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they see you as a never-ending source of energy for them, which is like, no, sir. No, ma'am. I am for me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we got the Eight of Cups, which is saying whoever is the best for this job will be seen as the leader for this job and the right person for this job. It's a part of the Wheel of Fortune. It can't be stopped. This is the judgment that will be placed on said people, said individuals. Lover's card. So sorry for that. Somebody's gonna be finally able to fall in love, get into a marriage of some sort, something like that, and it'll be a celebration. So finally, somebody's set free from their tower. So if you were feeling like Sleeping Beauty, stuck up in a tower, waiting for somebody to come kiss you and bring you back to life, it's happening. Congratulations. You also have to have the initiative to make this all happen and make it and go about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means even if you think that you're chosen for a job spiritually or physically or emotionally, whatever, financially, you have to still prove yourself to the people who are holding the position over your head. Now, not to the people who are generational. Like, if you're a generational curse breaker, no, you're not going to prove yourself to the people who are holding the generational curse over your head. You're going to prove yourself to you by continuing to goal smash and break the generational curses. So sometimes you are your own ruler, your own measuring guide, and there's nothing wrong with that. There'll be some kind of celebrity status that will be met, or mastery of a skill that will be met, and it'll be attached to this King of Pentacles. Okay, shout out to the Kings of Pentacles at this time. But the bottom of the deck, Obambo Spirit, watch out for your kids, though. Because people be trying to, like, they look like they shining stars, but really they're using your kids' light and energy if you're not paying attention to your kids how you're supposed to. So, be mindful of that. Yeah, star card, star energy. Aquarius energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will help you rise into your divinity. Oh, Empress card at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, cover up. Mm. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a matching of your light and your dark and your shadow side. Whatever this dark energy is going to cause you to, it's going to cause you to heal your light and dark together. But beware for a trickster spirit though, because they might be trying to take you off your course. All right, one more. Almost channeled a message, but I blocked it out. I just heard somebody say they're stealing. Yeah, poverty. Somebody's in spiritual poverty, so they're stealing from you. That y'all, when I be going to sleep, even though I be having visions, I feel like somebody be swiping and stealing my energy. Some people intentionally, some people unintentionally. Just because they're unintentional with their attack, don't mean it ain't still an attack. Knight of Cups. Again, Empress energy at the bottom of the deck. All right, we're going to finish the shuffle. Somebody was somebody's photographer? Somebody was modeling for somebody? Be patient in this transition, though. You're moving fast, but they need you to slow down real quick. Everybody else is trying to play catch up, so slow down for everybody else so they can get caught up. And that's your strength, the fact that you can speed up and slow down whenever you feel the need to. Let's break this down. Working with me, you guys, not against me. Mm. If you play the lottery, first number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the message goes a little like this. Hold on, let me put my seat up because I'm leaning back too far. A Queen of Wands is trying to get through a portal to find harmony and peace, and needs to have the initiative to do it so she can get to the celebration. So you go. And that's your spirit. That's something that has to do with generational curses, family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the cups, which is the soul, which is water. All right, so for the souls, okay, all right. Something was coming to me which had something to do with a Scorpio in my life, but that's my own personal vision for me, so I'm not going to let y'all hear that one. So you're going to be an inexhaustible source of energy for somebody that's going to cause a spiritual evolution for this Queen of Cups. They're going to choose the best of the best and do the job, whatever the job is. And then there's a Knight of Cups that's somehow laced in there as well. Ugh, I'm tired of that energy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Pentacles is the number. Hardworking. Okay. That was for me too. Pentacles 1, 2. That was 6, right? So with a lot of hard work, this poverty phase will be able to be gotten over. But there's a trickster spirit, namely a King of Pentacles, that wants to help you become, or is as a master at either blocking people, or I feel like has a skill of being able to block and be a trickster, play in people's face. Basically, that's their school. That's their skill. It's to play in people's face. So be patient when it comes to this come up, because you got somebody who's literally in your face playing against your come up. Like literally playing in your face. Like literally in your face playing games, like actively. Like maybe that's why I always fall asleep while I'm doing my readings, to make me look like I'm not a good reader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So it's 5, 5, 5, and 6 for the numbers for the lottery if you play that. You're gonna have a 3 of Swords, heartbreak. You're going to trap death where it's at. Your ancestors will help you. Yep. It's gonna be a tough battle. I just channeled it. It's gonna be a tough battle. Even though you got your ancestors backing you up, it's gonna be a tough battle. And it's gonna be about balancing your light and your dark. So be mindful of that. I'm sorry I had to channel all that. Just to get y'all the whole message. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6 is the numbers. The world, the ultimatum will come out in your favor. You're going to reach this star energy. You're going to have your love of your life. Somebody's going to go through judgment. That's the Wheel of Fortune, but be strong. You got strength. That's why you're making it through up to this point. So yeah, somebody's spiritually attacking you, and they find it funny. They're doing it to stop you from your growth journey. Like that's literally their intention. That's what they intended to do. Yes. That is their goal, to stop you from going to where you want to go. Because if you go where you want to go, then they might not be able to get where they want to get. So you have love, compassion, release, and radiance. So release that old love that you got for somebody. Um, yeah, release that old love. Be compassionate, but release that old love. It's no good for you to stay in this season. It's not gonna get you where you gotta go because you're not gonna be able to radiate if you got dead things attached to you. Okay, simple as that. I don't think there's much else to say, but I'm gonna still shuffle anyway and see if there is anything else to say. New promise, new beginnings. That's right. Yeah, new moon, new promise. Looks like a new relationship down there, so be ready for new beginnings. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta release again. Yeah, release the love so you can get that new beginning with somebody else who's not gonna knock you unconscious in the morning and make you look crazy on your platform. Who's gonna protect you while you're doing your work so you don't look crazy instead of subject you to it and laugh at you. And this will be their karma for them watching you move on with somebody else because they try to do love spells on you. Now they're sitting there in concern, looking crazy. They said a mature woman in the community and this Ice King and have been trying to go crazy at doing spiritual attacks on you. When secretly they're enamored by your energy and your frequency. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they all have health concerns. And there's a message for someone. You're ascending. You're going to be meeting up with this nice guy who is, in fact, a divine masculine. And they have an expectation to see you at a certain time, and you should be in a certain state of being by the time you meet them. They showed you the pathway, and they're like, you should know what you need to be doing by now. It's no Ice Queen, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. So like, yeah. Now it's like, okay, we expecting you to change and shift. So what you got to do? Because it's time to do it. Yeah, somebody's got a starseed in bondage. So it's your season to get up out of bondage. It was their job to try to keep you in this three-way relationship or keep some people asleep and to the fact that they were in the third party. That was their job. It's like, once your chakras got aligned, you said, fuck this. I gotta go do my own thing. I don't have time for this. It's so draining here. All right, that's all I got for y'all today. So remember, on your spiritual journey, there's going to be points and times when you're going to be tested, right? Because your knowledge, what you know, you can no longer avoid what you know. Like, we know what you know. You know what you know. You can't just run away and be like, oh, I don't know that. I don't know my ABCs anymore. You can't ask me how to spell words. Yes, I'm going to ask you how to spell because I know you know your ABCs. You're going to be tested based on your aptitude level of knowledge, spiritually, esoterically, whatever else. So trying to run away from it is not going to be the answer. The song that came on this morning for me was "You Want the Bamba? You want to go with the big boys? You want the one kitty kitty?" You know what song I'm singing. So basically, like, oh, you want to step up into our realm and be with the big boys? Okay, well, now we got to test you on big boy knowledge. Now you're in big boy knowledge training. It's no going back. It's a school. You can't go. You can't make it to the 11th grade and be like, oh, this is too hard. I want to go back to ninth grade. Like, no, it's time to push forward. so that the actual world can heal around us. All right. So I love y'all. I clarified with all three decks. I gave y'all your word for the day, and we did it all in less than 1 hour. I love y'all. Mwah. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Remember, here on this platform, you are heard, seen, and loved. Remember, always have peace, love, and hair grease, and everything in between, because these are your tools in your body to help you manifest your dreams. Don't let nobody take advantage of you.